I don't have a good intro, so let's spawn into the world. I got a chest plate from a ruined portal, then got some iron from a cave. I traveled through the smallest desert ever to an island where I set up my little base. I then got decked out in iron tools and mostly iron armor. I did keep my gold chestplate because it had prot 3. I then mined a whole jungle tree. I then explored the island, finding another ruined portal. Then I decided to dig down to Bedrock. And on the way to Bedrock, I died multiple times. But I did pull off a cool hay bale clutch, and I trapped a creeper in a boat. I dug to Bedrock and started a little strip mining area before heading back up to light up the island with some torches. I then went strip mining for a bit to get diamonds, then explored the cave to get more diamonds and other resources. I eventually got enough to make an enchantment table and a pickaxe. I made a cow farm and a small wheat farm, and also did some other minor things before signing off and ending the recording session on day 6. Then I started recording session 2 on day 7. Now I didn't do much besides gather sugarcane, and I killed lots of llamas for leather. Also, I got a trident and made a spider farm using the ancient techniques of YouTube and a seed map I found on Google. So, recording session 2 started on day 7 and ended on day 10. Recording session 3. We skip all the way to day 36 to show what I did. I made more strip mines. Most of the time spent off camera was here. We also got sheep, cows, pigs, and chickens. Some dogs that are freaking adorable. Some banners for the base. We made a cool bridge and then messed with the emotes before spending more time off camera. Recording session 4. We are now on day 43, where I decided to use the ancient techniques again to find a skeleton spawner because I wanted bones and a better AFK machine. On the way down, I almost died to the skeletons and zombies, but I do make it out alive. And building the farm from here on out is really only the thing I did, which it took about 3 days to build. Well, we did do one other thing. We went to the nether to get quartz for observers, and we spawned right in the middle of a nether fortress. We got our quartz, then headed back and started AFKing again. We needed the quartz for observers, so the observers could constantly dispense bows I put into chests into lava so I didn't have to deal with them. Then I recorded this random 7-minute clip of me fishing, which we're not going to count as a recording session because it's only 7 minutes long. But we did fish from around day 50 to around day 51, 52. While I did fish, I got this cool book. Recording session 5, day 52, I set out on a mission to get good trades. I grabbed a bunch of different things for trading, mostly fish and iron. And I set out to the savannah village that we spawned next to that I really never showed. I locked in some trades and trapped these 2 villagers because, well, I didn't want them to leave or die. So really, I was protecting them. Then I needed some beds, so I grabbed string from the spider farm. I then went back and built a wall. I also tamed jelly and a horse. I also got a bunch of sugarcane for paper trades because we wanted librarians. Then we went back and waited for the villagers to grow up because I wanted to enslave them. Hire them. Yeah. Then we spent some time resetting trades before getting a mending trade for 18 emeralds, which is pretty good in my opinion. Then our master fisherman decided to become a librarian and he had an unbreaking tool, but I'll take it. We ended this terribly annoying recording session that felt like it took forever on day 60. Recording session 6, 7, and 8. I started recording session 6 on day 60 and ended around day 62. So here's what I did. I resetted trades until I got an Breaking Free, and I also got Sharpton's 5. Then I went AFK at the skeleton farm to enchant my armor. The Bible break. Today we'll be reading Matthew 4, 1 through 11. Then Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. And after he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he then became hungry. And the tempter came to him and said, "If you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread." But he answered and said, "It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God." Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the pinnacle of the temple, and said to him, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, He will command His angels concerning you, and on their hands they will bear you up, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone." Jesus said to him, "On the other hand, it is written, You shall not put the Lord your God to the test." Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. And he said to him, "All these things I will give to you, if you fall down and worship me." Then Jesus said to him, "Go, Satan, for it is written, You shall worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Then the devil left him, and behold, angels came and began to minister him. This is the first time I'm ever doing Bible break. I'm going to do it in future episodes, but I do encourage you to go read the full chapter of Matthew 4, and let's continue the video. Recording session 7. I came back from AFK off camera, named my hat, had a cool, named my chestplate, shirt, and realized I was an idiot because I didn't realize my chestplate had cursive binding. So I had to go make a whole new chestplate. But I made this cool sugarcane farm so I could get infinite paper trades. So that's a plus. Recording session 8. So I AFK'd and traded a lot to get shirt 2.0. Then I got blaze rods, pearls from villagers, then started walking. I walked around 2,000 blocks to get to the stronghold, and then I dug straight down. I found the library and marked the coordinates. Then I found the portal room, made this little setup, and forgot to set my spawn at the portal room and left my pickaxe and axe in a chest. Yippee. But I did defeat the dragon, and I had to use my fists to get the egg. But all in all, a successful day's work. I went back through the portal, realized that I had not set my spawn at the portal room, and decided to tackle that in recording session 9 on the way to get some wings. But until then, I'm joking, I'm not leaving you on a cliffhanger. We're going right into it. Recording session 9, we're going back to the end, baby! Yep, we jumped in, built a very sketchy bridge, then used my advanced skills behind chord maps to find an end city. Before that, I had multiple heart racing minutes of bridging across the void. Yep, this is terrifying. Then we arrived and looted the ship, then the city. Then after I looted it, I used my epic skills again to find another end city. Then I proceeded to loot the other one. After I looted it, I used my trident to fly my way back along with some rockets. Portal and traveled home. Made a small pit stop on the way to get a mending book from the village for my wings. I then flew home and decided after making some shulkers and sorting stuff to finish my bridge, so I did that. Then I ended the recording session because my hands started to hurt from the keyboard. Recording session 10. Now when I started this recording session, I only had 11 days left, and I hadn't made a single house or single building. But first I named my wings barbecue wings, and then named my pants blue legs. Then I decided to clear the island. I mined trees, grass, and placed a load of torches. Then, with those gathered resources, I decided to make a building over the spider farm ladder hole thing. I made a frame, then placed some furnaces to smelt some stone for stone bricks, then started building. I made this cool staircase, and I also made this little hook lift mining thing. But I then finished up the building and added a little interior with this little bookshelf, these cool doodads, and this cool railing for the stairs. Then after that, before ending the recording session, I gathered more logs and made a little dock. But that was the recording session 10, and we ended with 4.5 days left. Without further ado, recording session 11. So I decided we needed another building, so I spent 3 days building a barn. I gathered wood and placed more wood, gathered wood and placed more wood. You get it. I put all the mobs in their pens, then built the roof. Also, phantoms are super annoying, especially when you're building roofs. They just knock you off every 3 seconds, especially if you haven't slept in a week. But after I built the barn, I went to find a lush cave to get moss. And on the way, I found firefly bushes and wildflowers. Then I dug straight down into a mine shaft. I proceeded to loot it and find the things I was looking for. Then I dug straight up and flew back. Placed firefly bushes down by the dock and some of the flowers along the paths. Then I smelted the iron I collected to make hoppers to collect my chicken eggs. So I waited for the iron to smelt and put all the hoppers underneath the chicken pans that were occupied. And day 100, I went to find a pale garden, but I forgot to record it. So let me tell you what I did while you look at my character right here. So it decided to rain, so I flew with my trident, making chunk arrows as I went to find a pale garden. I found one and was a doofus and mined the creaking heart, which means I couldn't get more amber. And you might say, why don't you just find another one? Well, I tried, but the pale garden I found only had one creaking heart. So I went back while it was still raining, sorted the items I got, then put them in a chest, then slept to start with day 101. Sorry I didn't record the last day. I'm not sure if I ended the recording early or if it didn't save the last bit of footage because I didn't have enough storage on my phone. I don't know which, but it's a little sad that happened. But that was 100 days in Bedrock. We got so much done. We got 3 dog variants. We got 2 of the pig, cow, and chicken variants. We built these cool buildings. We got some wings from the end. We gave them a cool name. And we also traded with these guys. That was 100 days in Bedrock Minecraft. Check out one of these videos YouTube thinks you'll like, and while you decide, give that Bible verse a read before you go. Have a good one.